Hi, I'm James McGuire, and on today's eSpeaks, we're talking about the partnership between IBM and Microsoft and what it means for companies looking to accelerate their cloud journey. To discuss that, I'm joined by two very special guests. With me is Chris McGuire, General Manager of Global Microsoft Partnership for IBM Consulting. Chris, good to have you on board today.
Thank you, James. Happy Friday. It's great to be here to discuss this really important partnership.
And I should probably clarify, you and I are not actually related, even though we have the same last name. Go figure.
Yeah, somewhere hundreds of years ago, probably, but yeah, we are not related. That is true.
I think you are right about that. Also with me is Ricardo Davila, Global Sales and Cloud Leader at Microsoft. Ricardo, good to have you on board today.
Thank you so much, James. Nice to meet you, and happy to be here with you and talk about the great things we are doing with IBM.
Great. So I think it's interesting about enterprise IT. You know, companies cooperate, sometimes they compete. In the past, IBM and Microsoft have been competitors in some sectors, but now there's a partnership. So what's driving the current IBM-Microsoft partnership? Ricardo, what's the importance of the partnership?
Yeah, when I think about what's driving the current IBM and Microsoft partnership, I mean, there's many factors. There are many, but there are three that are top of mind for me from my experience. The number one is I think there's a better company/exec alignment. You know, we are getting to the point that for a couple of years now, that the executives are really embracing each other and the companies are really willing to work together, which is fantastic. The second one is I think there's a better product or solution alignment. You know, we managed to identify where are we overlapping and where we are not, and where the areas of opportunity for collaboration from a solution perspective are. And we are doing a pretty good job on that. And last but not least, and I think it's probably the most important one, is just customer demand. You know, the customers are coming to both companies and say, hey, we need you both to work together. And that's an accelerator to the other two that I just mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Chris, what would you add in terms of the importance of the IBM-Microsoft partnership?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, on the IBM side, it's important to recognize the fact that you know two and a half years ago we went through a significant transition at IBM. We got a new CEO in Arvid. He's really been driving an agenda of openness and client preference, which has led us down this path to align with Microsoft. And what we discovered, as Ricardo described through our executive alignment, was we are much better partners than we are even close to being competitors. You know, our clients are feeling the benefits of us working together. You know, they have two giant IT folks helping them solve their problems and bringing them solutions. And those two, they had to listen to separately and to make a decision. Now we work together to help solve those problems. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, clearly I hear from a lot of clients, you know, they want the openness, they want the interoperability. So that makes a lot of sense at that level. I know that IBM and Microsoft are working together to support companies that need to accelerate their cloud journey. Let's talk about some of the offerings or joint solutions you're working on together to help with that acceleration. Chris, what are some of the details?
Sure. The big area for me is modernization, whether that be, you know, mainframe modernization, app modernization, or data modernization. That seems to be the hot button. And that seems to be where we're very tightly aligned with Microsoft and their strategy. They're helping drive clients to hybrid cloud. Our expertise in hybrid cloud really are aligning well. As we look to help those companies make those final, they started their cloud journeys 4 or 5 years ago, and now they're getting to the point where it's getting real important as they really make those determination of mission critical workloads and where they end up. We are working very tightly with Microsoft to make sure that the client gets everything they need, from what stays where, what goes where, what workloads work best here, what workloads work best over there. So it's just been a really unique partnership and really accelerated us working tightly with Microsoft.
Ricardo, some details about the joint solution? What matters?
Yes, I have a couple. I think what we've tried to do as well, and Chris has been leading this in IBM, is identifying the biggest solution buckets. And in those solution buckets, start defining what are the main services that we need to build together. So if you think about the main solution buckets, we think about apps and infra, in which Chris was mentioning. We have solutions in apps and infra, like, for example, cloud native services, Azure migrating services, add modernization in OpenShift, services, etc. We also have done the same thing for solutions under data and AI, business applications, security, modern workplace, etc. So we really like double click in each of those big buckets and make sure that we have top solutions that our customers are demanding right now.
Yeah, I think it's important to add on there, James, that we actually reconfigured practice areas within IBM Consulting to align with the separate Microsoft solution areas that Ricardo just mentioned.
Can you give a few more details about that? What does that actually mean, Chris?
Sure. A prime example of that is, source to pay is a huge, customer solution that's been hosted by various companies throughout the world for large corporations to help them, complete that transaction. And those solutions are aging and need modernizing. And we co-funded and jointly developed a new era of source to pay solutions that we're offering to our clients and doing quite well with. So that's one example of co-development, co-investment, and co-delivery to our joint clients.
Mm-hmm. So I know that when it comes to cloud adoptions, certainly certain industries are struggling. I think even in the year 2023, companies are facing some major headaches with cloud. I mean, what does the IBM-Microsoft partnership bring to the table for those industries? Ricardo, what's the value offered here?
Oof, where do you want me to start? Let's start from the top.
I take it.
There you go. Let's start from the top. And I think these are probably the two largest companies with most experience on enterprise, over 20, 30 plus years of work on enterprise. So we really know what it means to work with large companies around the world. This is not a new 10-year or 5-year experience, right? This is 20 plus, 30 plus years of experience. So that is the main thing. We know how to work with enterprises and we know what they need. The second one is the track record of success and reputation on those industries, right? That's why this company has survived for so many years. The third one is the people and resources. So it doesn't matter if it's only cloud transformation. We have solutions for almost every single aspect of a digital journey. And the last but not least is alignment across solutions. As I was saying, I mean, this is not a platform discussion only. We are beyond the platform, providing surround solutions as well for our customers. So I think those are the main four areas that I think are uniquely for the partnership between IBM and Microsoft.
Mm-hmm. Chris, what does the IBM-Microsoft partnership bring to the table for some companies that really need it?
I think Ricardo he touched on it, is that as these clients go through these journeys, and I call them journeys because whether it's a cloud journey or digital transformation journey, whatever that journey is, it's a journey. It's a long journey. And what we bring together is, I'll use SAP for example. As you know, historically, IBM has managed so many large enterprises, SAP environments, and Microsoft put together an offering years ago around moving those workloads off of SAP and on-prem to the cloud and hosting them in Azure. And we've worked very tightly with Microsoft to build joint offerings for those clients to help them decide what workloads, what parts of SAP will easily flow into Azure, what parts need to stay on-prem, and then how those things work together. So it's a real combination of IBM technology, IBM Consulting, and Microsoft and Microsoft solutions. We're jointly building things for SAP to kind of wrap and innovate SOP for clients as they need to do more with that data. And that's really what it's all about, is working together with Microsoft to help clients get to those actionable insights that they need to get to make critical business decisions.
But on that note, Chris, should I think of it as, say, that a certain company has a multi-cloud deployment, one part is on Microsoft and others on IBM, and the client is saying, hey, I want you two companies to work together even better. Is it about a multi-cloud deployment or not necessarily?
It can be for sure. I think, Ricardo and I have worked through that quite extensively, where the clients had all 4 cloud providers and up to 5 cloud providers. And we work very well, with, helping the clients, decide what workloads go where. And, we know the strength of Azure. We know the strength of Microsoft's long history of very secure environments. So we tend to help them prioritize their workloads in a way that that are going to fit with the different clouds that they currently have contracts with.
Mhm. Ricardo, can you speak a little bit about a possible multi-cloud deployment with the two companies and how that might work? I find that'd be really interesting.
I think it's hard to find a single cloud company. I think most of the companies are multi-cloud, and living in that, we just partnered with IBM. We just try to find the space in which we can provide the best solution for that specific customer. Obviously, understanding that for us, Azure is the preferred cloud. But I think this is, you will be surprised that there are more companies than not with having multiple hyperscalers at once.
Mhm. No, I think very few companies, if any anymore, really have one single cloud. The world is so multi-cloud. Speaking of the world and where it's going, I think companies want to know what's happening in the future. Let's look ahead. I mean, how do you see the IBM-Microsoft partnership evolving? I mean, what are the future priorities look like to you? You know, sustainability, security. Chris, what's going to be big here in the future?
I think those two are huge. I think, like I said, modernization is the other massive play for us together. You know, we are working very tightly with Ricardo and his team to put together a 5-year strategy. You know, our goal here at IBM is to be in the very top tier of Microsoft partners, and I think their strategy is the same for us. We've done a tremendous amount of growth in 2 years. I use the analogy of, you know, 2 years ago we were a rocket ship sitting on a launch pad with no fuel and nowhere ready to go, a bunch of holes, bunch of things. We've outfitted that rocket. We've launched that rocket. We're well into orbit. You know, we've climbed the ladder at Microsoft as far as rankings and how they rank their GSI partners. We had our, you know, we've had unbelievable results in the last 2 years as far as growth together, and we look forward to that growing. We're continuing to invest at IBM. We did a couple big acquisitions last year. One was Nudesic, a pure play Microsoft systems integrator that specialized in solutions for the US market. We've taken them in, we've expanded what they do for us. They're operating very much as our Microsoft level of expertise. We added NorCloud in Europe, same thing. Tons of Microsoft expertise that they bring to the table, and that's really added to, you know, our current, you know, account teams and what they can do. Bringing those others into the fold has really helped our clients understand that we are completely dedicated to working with Microsoft.
And the security piece you may have touched on a little bit. Is she that like large in the future in particular?
Very large, and I think that's where we're very complementary. You take what we've got with our IBM, you know, security solutions, and how well they work together with Microsoft security solutions. We are Ricardo and I are making sure that every single solution that we're co-building or co-developing, security is an underlying component. The joint security is an underlying component of that solution.
Mm-hmm. Ricardo, what do you see when you look at the future of the IBM-Microsoft partnership? What's coming in the years ahead?
Many things. I think the first one is that we are setting up the partnership in a way that we are providing solutions. We are building and we're providing solutions that are going to help companies now and as well as in the future. So right now we have solutions across the big buckets that I just mentioned, especially around migration, modernization. We are setting the solutions for the future as well. When it comes to security that you just mentioned, mainframe is a big area of opportunity for us, and underpinning all that is OpenAI, which is big for both of the companies. So as Chris was saying, we are working on a 5-year plan right now, and in every solution that we are thinking about is how do we include security underpinning all that, and OpenAI underpinning all that as well. So I don't want to speak too much about what's coming. I just want to make sure that people understand that right now we have the solutions that are going to set them up for the future. Also, we are looking into industries as well, you know, so a specific solution for certain industries like FSI, public sector, retail, etc. But those are the kind of things that we are setting up the partnership for the next years to come.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, certainly companies are very concerned about now. I mean, that's what matters the most.
One more thing, I think, if you don't mind,
yes,
is that we are two big companies that we have a ton of technology as well. So we are also thinking on what are the technological innovations that we can think about. You know, those big technologies, how do we get them together to come up with a better product for customers, or to think about areas in which we can partner beyond the consulting business as well. But we are trying to work with IBM all up, inclusive, obviously consulting be the cornerstone.
Interesting. Chris, Ricardo, I think you said it. It's going to be a really interesting sector to follow in the years ahead. Thanks for sharing your insight today, and I hope the two of you come back and talk with us again sometime. Thank you.
Thanks, James.
Thank you so much for the invitation, James. Nice to meet you.